Hello, folks. Come
Hi.
on in. Welcome. Well, imagine what it would be like if you were only 3.5 foot tall as an adult.
That's smaller than me.
Yeah, I measured. That comes up to about here. You know, as a kid, you kind of go through those things, but you know it's going to pass. I'm kind of a short guy anyway, but when you think about it, the average height of a fireplace mantle would be like up to here, or a kitchen sink, if is normally about 33 inches high. So like if that was scaled to me, that'd be like the kitchen sink coming up to here. So that'd make it kind of hard. Well, this couple, the two people who lived here, were a married couple, Jean and Inez Bregant, and they were only 42 inches and 45 inches tall, respectively. So that'd be about like right in here. That's the picture over the fireplace mantle. And they were vaudeville entertainers, and they did pretty well. They made some decent money. So after they retired from show business, they came back to Council Bluffs and decided to have a house built to their scale. I think they were tired of having to reach up for things. And so the whole house is small. It's only 700 square foot, and most things are made for their height. Note how short the fireplace mantle is, how short the chairs are, and the little places by the fireplace. Now sometimes people come in and they're surprised, well, how come the door's normal height and things? They were the only little people in town, so all of their friends were normal height. This is a picture of them entertaining their boss when they worked at the Woodward Candy Factory. They had a lot of guests, so you needed to have a house that was for people normal height and people of their height. Property. So most of the furnishings and things were taken out, and so now when the lady next door passed away, Preserve Council Bluffs acquired the house. That's kind of unique. We're unaware of any other house like this in the United States where it was built specifically to this scale for that purpose. So Preserve Council Bluffs went in and tried to restore it as best they could. I mean, things like the fireplace, that's all original, but a lot of the furnishings, we had to kind of track down and find. Went to a lot of work to try and find like the original wallpaper colors and things like that by peeling it off and drilling down. But we don't really use it for anything except just as a museum. Now, after the Bregants retired from show business, they got a job with the Woodward Candy Factory. There was a big candy factory in downtown Council Bluffs at that time. Apologize for the darkness in here. We're looking for the right type of chandelier. We haven't found it yet. So this was downtown, where there's a little strip shopping center there today, but a pretty big factory. And in fact, it was the biggest candy factory all from Chicago all the way until you got to Ghirardelli out in San Francisco. They made stick candy, but also, you got those? Yeah, those aren't from them. We bought those somewhere else, but those are more modern stick candies. But that would be the kind of thing they made.
I still haven't finished it. It's from last Christmas.
That was a huge one,
You're
isn't
getting
it?
the good out of that, yeah. They also made chocolates and things. They invented the flavor of butterbrickle. Not butterbrickle ice cream, that was in Omaha. So Woodward invented the butterbrickle flavor, and the Blackstone Hotel. You might want to check out the bathroom in there and how and those are the original fixtures, all made just right for their style. Now,
This is a tiny little bedroom, isn't it?
That's tiny. Go look at it. Don't sit in it. You'll get stuck.
Oh my gosh, it is. It's tiny. Robbie, come here. Look, is that the right size sink for you?
No.
It's still too small, isn't it? This bathtub's too small for you.
What's in here?
Oh, that's what's in there.
What is it? I feel like that's.
It's like a medicine cabinet.
I feel like that's miniature toilet paper.
It's not.
But it feels like.
The toilet looks regular sized.
But it's not.
Oh, it isn't. It is low, isn't it? Was built for little people, specifically for their size. Check out the doorknobs. Are they high or are they regular height? They look regular, don't they?
No, I would usually be.
No, they're not. They're right there.
weren't going to use it for anything right now. When Mrs. Glassberger next door died, then we felt that the house would probably end up being torn down, and so City of Council Bluffs bought it, and it was
Look, it's a tiny kitchen.
That's it. Okay.
The Woodwards got a job at, or the Bregants rather, got a job at the Woodward Candy Factory downtown. And we were looking at some of the candy. They made stick candy, but they also made chocolates and other types of candies. They invented the flavored Butterbrickle. And Butterbrickle ice cream actually was invented across the river. Somebody at the Blackstone Hotel put the Woodward Butterbrickle into ice cream, and it was Butterbrickle ice cream. I don't know how that is in other parts of Iowa. In Council Bluffs, it remains a huge local favorite. Though most people, I don't think, really know why. My dad loved Butterbrickle, so I got to like Butterbrickle. I never realized it was invented here in Council Bluffs. I think it just kind of passed along. The Woodward Candy Factory were quite promoted, so they stuck their names on rulers and everything. Here's a picture. This would be downtown, this little strip shopping mall there now. But it was a pretty big factory. In fact, they were the biggest candy manufacturer between Chicago and San Francisco, where you got into the Ghirardelli factory out there. This is Inez hat. You can see the little mirror. I can just picture it. You know, look where it comes up to her height there. So it's all just
Tiny.
just her size. Now, the interesting thing about the Bregants, they were perfectly proportioned. His parents were normal size, and Mr. Bregant had 5 brothers and sisters, and they were normal size.
No children?
No children. And I don't know if that was by choice.
Cool. I like
I'm
the.
gonna go downstairs.
Yeah, we'll go.
Be careful.
Oh.
Alright.
My grandpa's basement isn't like this at all.
No.
It's
Yeah, my grandma's basement was just like this. It's probably still like this.
Oh, that's no.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have told me. Is that here when it was rental?
This one, yes. It's, I think, the building.
I wouldn't. If it was a rental, I probably would have.
Oh, yeah. They, can you see that okay?
Find a job if you were just 3.5 feet tall. The one booming business that beckoned was entertainment. Little people have been delighting audiences since show business existed. But it was P.T. Barnum's American Museum in New York in the mid-1800s that brought to the forefront how little people could make entrepreneurs big profits. When Dreamland opened in Coney Island in 1904, one of its more unique attractions was Midget City, located along the West Promenade. 300 little people, who had been scattered across the continent as attractions at various World's Fairs, came to Dreamland to live in an experimental community. It was here that Jean Bregant and Inez Lewis first met. Jean came to New York from Austria, where he had already established himself as a singer and comedian. Inez came from Council Bluffs, though Coney Island wasn't beyond exploiting human oddities as freak show displays. The role of the Bregants was quite different. This was no gimmick. They really were talented vaudeville entertainers. Inez was born in Denver, but was less than 2 years old when her parents moved to Council Bluffs. She attended 8th Street School just 2 blocks from her parents' home at 410 North 8th Street. Jean met Inez when touring the American circuits in 1904. They paired up for a vaudeville act. She was on the program as a singing comedian. He was billed as a character comedian and a singer of comic songs. They were engaged 1 month later and teamed up for good with a marriage in 1905. The couple returned to Council Bluffs for the ceremony, which was held 3 p.m. Christmas Day, 1905, at the residence of the bride's parents on North 8th Street. She was 18. He was 35. The pair returned to show business for a year, but then decided to retire from the public eye and settle down. They came back to Council Bluffs and moved in with Inez's parent. When purchasing candy for the store from the Woodward Candy Company downtown, their intelligence and charm struck the fancy of owner John G. Woodward, who had a marketing idea with them in mind. Woodward wasn't the first to use little people in advertising, but may well have contributed to what became a popular trend for the next couple of decades. Called the lightest weight and best proportioned couple in the world, were photographed in adult poses and portrayed as sophisticated. If the company's success during this period was related to the Bregants' promotional and sales abilities, they apparently were very good at what they did. Woodward grew to be the largest candy manufacturer west of the Mississippi. The origin of the company traces to Council Bluffs' early days. Just what was their world like? Quite a bit different. Very much a part of it. Both immersed themselves in civic activities. Jean was active in the Elks, Shriners, and even served as a baseball umpire. Inez was active in their church and a leader in a group whose mission was to establish clinics for prevention and treatment of blindness. They entertained regularly and were very much a part of Council Bluffs' social scene. Jean passed away at the age of 75 in 1944. Inez lived to be 81. When she died in 1969, she left the couple's estate to the City of Council Bluffs.
How was it? Everything in there kind of little? We just saw the historic Bregant house built for little people. What did you think of their house?
Good. Good.
Was it cool?
Good. Good. Good.
They have little fixtures and a little fireplace and little sinks. Yeah.
As adults, those are their heights.
The people's house that we're gonna go see.
Uh-huh.
You're taller than both of them were. Look at that. Well, you are tall, but
A 7-year-old that's taller than an adult.
squat down a little bit. See how tall they were. Tall, squat it. Okay, there you go. There, your Inez's height there.
No, I'm a little bit taller.
Yeah. Wow.
And the big house
Pretty strong.
to the left, as you're facing the Bregant house, was her parents' house.
Oh yeah, I think I read that. All right.